is juice or
none of that stuff.
It was none of that. Tupac was prideful.
Okay.
And call it what you want, but if you tested it, he would let that pride get in the way, and he wouldn't let it go.
Okay,
let me just say that, right? And standing up for yourself or not backing down doesn't make you a gangster like people want to. Well, he ain't no gangster. Well, everybody doesn't have to be the gangster that you want to define it as.
Yeah.
But he wasn't no punk.
Yeah, we on Boss Talk 101. Yeah, we gonna talk.
It's crazy, man. Man, when you go back, and I'm gonna go back to Tupac. When you go back to Tupac, there are so many different people that tell so many different stories on the internet about Tupac, right?
Right.
And you see them and you be like, nah, that I don't know about that. But I heard you say something. I heard you, because I listened to you. He was like, Tupac always was a person who basically was that guy, like, wasn't gonna put up with much, or you wasn't gonna punk him or push him around.
Right.
You know, pretty much. I'm just paraphrasing, but a lot of people like he was theatrical. You heard me ask people this a lot of times. He wasn't this guy. Why they try to make him out? He wasn't even like that. He trying to be like the guys in L.A. He ain't even, when he got with Suge and them. What do you see as Tupac? Was he the type of guy? But then you see with the off-duty police officers, there's all different instances out here. But from your perspective, who was Tupac when it came down to if something was going on, if somebody was coming at him in the wrong way? Was he the type of dude that was going to just chill early on when he met y'all and let everything just kind of fly by?
No.
Or was he, you see what I'm saying? Because you hear these stories.
Nah, I mean, and I understand it, because people can know, and it's weird, right?
It's real
because
weird.
I hear and I see a lot of these people, and sometimes you can be with somebody in one environment,
Okay.
and only one time.
And that one time.
One time, or just only see them in a certain
Environment.
in an environment, right? You know, you probably got some girlfriends that when they like that, they like, bro, you're not like that. You know what I mean? And I get it, but for somebody like I met Pac in 1988. So
I know.
There was no Death Row, there was no Thug Life, there was no whatever it is, Juice or
None of that stuff.
There was none of that. Tupac was prideful.
Okay.
And call it what you want, but if you tested it, he would let that pride get in the way, and he wouldn't let it go.
Okay.
Let me just say that.
him. Yeah.
Right? And standing up for yourself or not backing down doesn't make you a gangster like people want to. Well, he ain't no gangster. Well, everybody doesn't have to be the gangster that you want to define it as.
Yeah.
But he wasn't no punk.
Right.
Correct.
That's what
You knew
that's
that.
what I know, right? Whatever else that you want to say he isn't or wasn't, maybe he didn't want to be that, or or whatever it is. Because when people say they know him and I don't know him, then that's your experience.
Yeah.
He moved to LA and he moved around, and he was personable.
Yeah.
So if you met him, your relationship with him is your relationship.
Yeah, it's gonna
Exactly.
be different. Right.
Whatever it is. So, like if just say for instance, if I'm in LA and I know I got 90 guys with me, and yeah, get them. You know what I mean? But that doesn't mean if he's alone, he's not going to take off running either.
Right.
So
Yeah, that wasn't him.
nah, that's not the guy I know. Right?
You told a story. You said that you was on the elevator, and you said that Eazy pulled out his gun,
Right.
and then Pac was like, I got mine too. And this
Right.
is early on. When I heard that story, I'm like, there's another instance where this had to be early. He was with Money B.
Well, yeah, this was 90. It was when Call It What You Want was out.
Not clown around when I hang around with the underground, but when I'm with them.
Okay.
Check it as I choke the slow poke, rap the cap his ass faster than half a pound of coke to go on Mother's Day.
So all of these, I associate things with what was happening at the time.
Yeah.
Because all of these years kind of blend together.
They definitely do.
You know.
How did you end up on the elevator with Easy?
Because we were going to perform that song.
Yeah, I was all. Yeah,
It
I was all together.
It was with. So we were at a convention. You know, I used to have all of the conventions.
Yeah. You get money.
We
You
were in LA,
hustling. You be hustling.
And
back then.
we had the song "Call It What You Want."
Yeah.
With Above the Law.
Yeah.
So we were on a freight elevator going down to get ready to go perform that song, and Above the Law was on Ruthless Records. That was,
Okay.
you know, Laylaw, rest in peace.
Yeah.
And Eazy-E, rest in peace. That was their group. So Eazy was with us. He was with his group. I mean, and like I said, we know those guys. I always tell people Digital Underground, in essence, comes from the NWA tree because Adrian Gregory was Ruthless
Correct.
road manager.
With them first. You said it earlier.
Yeah, and if you look on my thing, I think I tagged you.
Yeah.
Ice Cube said
You
the
did.
same thing,
Sure did.
Right? So we knew those guys. You know, we were always around them. So it wasn't like, hey, we got to meet Easy. Like before we came out, we knew NWA.
So when they were talking, they already knew each other on the elevator. And when he said
we were
this,
together.
Yeah.
We were going into the stage, and then we're in the elevator talking about, you know, it was at the time and Easy's beef with, it might have been Aftermath, whatever it was. Yeah. So it wasn't even Death Row. It was
Aftermath. It was
possibly.
Okay.
I think so. Yeah, because Death Row didn't come till 93.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you look it up, I think Call It What You Want came out in 91.
Okay.
So it was 91, 92. So it was Aftermath. But still, Dre and Easy broke up.
Of course.
So, you know, by then Easy had Snoop and you know, the Chronic was already out.
He had a different crew.
Yeah. So
Ray, Dog Pound, they started rolling like that.
And it's in LA, so obviously you know that you're going to see these guys.
Correct.
So it was just conversation about, man, you know.
They ain't going down like that.
Yeah, let me find out. I see one of these, you know what I mean? Type of
we
deals.
young. Right. You young at the time.
Yeah, you just like whatever. So that's what it was.
Wow.
And then when Bros was like, you know, play with me if you want to.
If you want to.
And Tupac was like, yeah, I feel you. You know, one of them type of deals.
That's the kind of guy he was, right? Like he wasn't trying to hear it.
Yeah, I mean, but to me that was funny because it was Easy's beef. We're just visiting. So what the hell you got to do with that?
But is that kind of how he was? If he with you, he with you?
If he with you, he with you. Right. So he about that action, I guess.
No,
me,
that's
you know, I'm from Oakland. I'm like, hey man, you know.
Oakland is dope though. I gotta get up there, man.
Yeah, we on Boss Talk 101. Yeah, we gonna talk.